What's up guys, welcome to the Hardwin82 channel. I'm Adam and today we are gonna talk about what they don't wanna tell you when you buy a new laptop. If you wanna know something about that, stay tuned. So yeah guys, quite often I'm getting this question, Adam, I'm buying a new laptop. What do you think about this and that specific model? I'm looking at the spec, I'm like, you need to be careful because of this and that. So if you don't want to be scammed or you don't want to make a bad choice, that video is for you. So guys, yes, recently I went to Currys. It's a very famous computer store in England, and I was looking at those laptops. Some of them they start cheap as £160 and some of them going super crazy like a few grand. In this video I want to discuss things you need to be aware when you buy one of those, let's say, cheap laptops, because sellers, they will not tell you everything. There are certain things they want you to not know, and we're gonna talk about that. So first of all, let's pretend we are in store and we want to have a look at the laptop. So let's have a look. Laptops. So guys, when you buy a laptop, it's the same principle as probably everything else, but I will give you car as an example. When you buy a car, you need to have a look like what engine it has. Is it diesel? Is it petrol? Is it small? Is it big? What is the fuel consumption, etc., etc. The same with a laptops. You could have a car with a, let's say, very good fuel economy, but everything else will be bad basically. And the worst case scenario in car industry is you buying a big car with a small engine and then you want to take your whole family for a trip and you're thinking, what the hell is going on with this car? Car is full of people and is barely moving on the hill, and because of the engine. And basically the same problem happens with the laptops. So there are certain things you need to consider, and they have to be absolute minimum if you wanna have a pleasant experience when you open your brand new laptop. Cannot be sluggish. You need to work on it. You will be working on this probably every single day, so the last thing you want is to be mad because everything takes so freaking slow. So first of the things, and I think it's the most important, is a processor. Processor is like an engine in the car. If it's weak, doesn't matter how much memory you have, nothing matters. It's gonna be weak. You need to avoid some processors like fire. For example, let's have a look at this £149 laptop with an Intel Celeron processor. Guys, I'm not gonna argue. It is a brand new equipment. You can do something on this, like I don't know, read emails and find something on the internet. But again, if you don't want to have an unpleasant experience, you better start making notes. You will avoid processors like Intel Celeron. They are basically too weak and they are designed for the most budget options out there. It's like buying an SUV car with a 1.0 engine. Okay guys, so another processor you will avoid is Intel Pentium. If you're looking for the cheapest possible and user-friendly laptop, you will be looking for processors like Intel Core i3, of course i5, i7, it will be even better, but I'm talking about those decent, still budget-friendly laptops. So Intel Core i3 or something like AMD Ryzen 3. This is absolute minimum for a processor. So the first thing the seller will not tell you is how important is CPU. They want you to buy one of those. Let's say you're coming to the store and you will say something like, I'm looking for cheap laptop just for, internet browsing, maybe some documents, stuff like that. So the seller straight away will know that your budget is tight, and he will be more than happy to sell you something with Intel Celeron processor, because he knows that sooner or later you will find out that this piece of shit is too slow, and everything that you are doing is sluggish. It's you will go to your mate and you will see his laptop, how fast that is, how fast he opens even internet browser, the simple tasks like this, and you will be pissed, and you will come back later, and six months from now, 12 months from now, but you will be back because now you know what shit processor means, and you will be again his customer. So first thing they don't want to tell you is importance of CPU. Please try avoid something like Intel Atom, what else we have here, MediaTek or Snapdragon. Those specific processors, they are more designed for super energy friendly units. I'm not saying they are the worst, but they are designed for much lower load, let's say. So they are not really for laptop, they are more for smartphones or other smart devices, tablets, stuff like that. So try to avoid that as well. Okay, another thing the seller will not tell you, they will be, I'm not saying they will lie to you, but I was in the game long time ago, so I know how that works. They can lie to you by not telling you things. Another very important thing is how much memory, random access memory, your laptop has. These days, laptops with Windows 10, 11, they have to have at least 8 gigs of RAM. That's it, end of story, period. If you go with something below, like a 4 gigs, like this for example, you will make the whole experience even worse. This memory is like a notebook for you. When you want to make some calculations, you need a piece of paper to write them down, to calculate something, then you will have a result, and then you will do something with that result. So just imagine you have tiny piece of paper, and as soon as you feel something, you need to, I don't know, erase something above, that whole thing will be super crazy. Windows operating system, like I said, Windows 10, Windows 11, at start, they will take around 4, 5, 6 gigs, depends from antivirus you have and other software you installed. And then you can imagine on top of that you are opening Microsoft Word, you are opening some video in full HD resolution. You need to have 8 gigs of memory. This is another thing they are not gonna tell you. They will be like, oh, if you're looking for a laptop just for browsing the internet, just for reading emails, 4 will be completely fine, because they want you to come back and they want you to suffer. They want you to realize that you made a mistake, and you will be back asking what's going on, and they will be like, oh, you know, your laptop actually has not enough memory for this task. So you will be avoiding laptops with less than 8 gigs of memory. More is better, but the most budget friendly and a decent laptop has to have 8 gigs of memory. Next one. Guys, storage. When I'm looking at 64 gigs, I'm like, what the freaking hell is going on here? 64 gigs or 128. Guys, Windows operating system, fresh install, plus some software, antivirus, and you will have almost 200 gigs taken like this. And then you want to download something, you want to upload some pictures. Oh man, I think absolute minimum is 512 gigabytes of memory. Again, they are not gonna tell you this because they want you to, again, you know the drill, they want you to come back, ask what you can do. They will be like, oh, no problem, in our offer we have those big drives, we can replace them for you for such and such. It's like those microtransactions these days. You're buying a game like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty. You paid for a game and you think, okay, right, okay, I'm gonna play now. No, now you will be pissed because you open the game and you notice that everybody running with those fancy weapons, fancy cars, and like, what the heck, how they get that? Because they paid extra. They, inside the game there are microtransactions, and yeah, it is like this. You pay once and they want you to pay more and more and more. They want you to come back like a freaking drug dealers. So yeah, they will sell you laptop with a low storage because they want you to be back. Okay guys, those three things are very important. So when you go to the store, again, you will be looking at the processor's minimum Core i3 or Ryzen 3. Then you need to have a look at the memory, minimum 8 gigs of memory, storage minimum 512 gigabytes. And now, and only now, whatever you see here, you will be quite happy with it. You can do normal tasks, you can do even a little bit more, and nothing will piss you off. It's like this SUV with 1.0 engine I just told you. You go there to the dealer, they will show you the car, they will tell you, yeah, it's, you know, this is new technology. It's actually, maybe the engine is small, but it's quite powerful. It has, I don't know, 160 horsepower. And you're like, okay, it's not good. But then you take this for a drive and you're thinking, yeah, it's actually not bad. But a week later, you're planning the road trip, you put your belongings or all that shit you want to take with you, the whole family. You go on a highway and you think like, I just tried to overtake that car and was like, this was a very unpleasant experience. Or you have this hill and now everything slows down and your fuel consumption goes to the toilet basically. And then you start doing research and you speak with mechanics, with your colleagues, and they're like, because of the engine. Okay guys, so I'm not gonna go deeper because we could discuss now about the panels here. We could discuss extra features like keyboard that it's with lights, so you can see in the dark the keys. What else we can discuss? What kind of Wi-Fi it has? Is it Wi-Fi 6? That you should have Wi-Fi 6, but maybe not. We could talk about the graphic card, etc., etc. But this will be now very long video. Maybe I will make a part 2 about that. Maybe one more tip. There was one thing that was happening non-stop. When I was in the business, I was 5 years in the computer store. I've seen this mistake made by customers all the freaking time. Even me, when I was a teenager and I went to buy my first new computer, I didn't know how that works. So I did my research, let's say. I was focusing on the CPU and other things. But then I want to play a game, and I couldn't. The game wasn't working at all, or it was very, very slow. And they told me that I need a proper graphic card. And I was like, why you didn't tell me this? So guys, the last thing I want to mention is laptops and computers, everything in general. If you are looking for gaming laptop, you want to game on this, you want to game on PC or something like that, you need to have powerful graphic card. Basically, it's like, let's go back to this car industry example. If you want to drive to work and drive around, normal car will be okay, but if you want to race, that's a wholly different thing. And the same is with gaming. So if you want to game on the laptop, it's a wholly different world. And this video is not about that. I would just tell you that it has to have a good quality graphic to play games. So guys, from now on, when you go to the store, you know what to look for, you know what to avoid. Don't get scammed. Those dealers, they want you to suffer, they want you to come back over and over again. So I'm hoping this video will help you, and I'm hoping you enjoy it. If you did, consider subscribing, smash that like button, but only if you want, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.